Today I'm going to talk about functions in Excel. There are over 300 or 400 functions within Excel, but every function follows a certain syntax, which is the rules in which the function will work. So every function starts out with an equal sign and then the function name. Sometimes the name is just a 3-letter word like sum. Other times a name could be VLOOKUP. After the function name, a function must have parentheses. And within the parentheses, we have what are called arguments. Now, some functions have no arguments. The equal now function. It's a volatile function. You don't need an argument within it. Some functions, though, do have arguments, and some require more than one. If you have more than one argument, you need to separate the argument, the first argument from the second argument, with commas. And you continue to separate the arguments with commas. So an argument within the function can be a number, it can be a cell, it can be a text, it can be a range of cells, it could be a formula within itself. The two functions that I want to describe today are the if function and the CountIf function. The if function is a logical function. It contains 3 arguments. We start out with the equal if, and the first argument is a logical test. Now, a logical test only has 2 answers. It has a true answer or a false answer. An example, does the value in cell A10 equal 100? It's either going to be true, yes it does equal 100, or false, no it doesn't. Now, depending upon the answer of the logical test, if it's a true answer, it's going to go to the first comma and perform the true answer. If the answer to the logical test is false, it's going to skip the first comma, go to the second comma, and perform whatever happens after that second comma. Now, let's give an example. Let's say in B10, I'm going to put people's ages in there, one at a time. And in B11, I want to determine if they can vote or not vote. So the function that I've built in B11 says equal if B10 is greater than or equal to 18. That's what you need to have to determine if somebody's allowed to vote. They have to be 18 or older. If this is true, we're going to want to have the word vote placed in B11. If it's false, then we're going to have the words not yet. So let's do a little example. Let's say in B10, I'm going to put 17. Okay, so now in B11, what the if function is going to do is it's going to say, is 17 greater than or equal to 18? Now, we know the answer to that. 17 is not greater than or equal to 18. So that is a false answer. So what Excel is going to do is go to this second comma and we'll put in the words not yet within the cell. Okay, another example. I'm going to delete this out and let's say I put in 20. Okay, now what Excel is going to do is it's going to say, is 20 greater than or equal to 18? And it's going to do the logical test. That's true. So what Excel is going to do is go to this first comma and put in exactly what happens after the first comma. So the answer that will appear in cell B11 will be the word vote. Now, along with if, another function that's somewhat similar, a little different, is CountIf. And CountIf works like in this manner. We have 2 arguments. The first argument needs to be a range, and the second argument is the criteria. Now the range is the range of cells that's going to contain the values you want to count if those values meet the criteria or condition that is described in the second argument. Now remember, a range is identified by the first cell separated by a colon with the second cell. So when I have the range D4 colon D35, that means I'm going to be looking in the range D4, D5, 6, 7, 8, the whole way down to D35. Now let's say in this range D4 to D35, I have various trees: oak, maple, pine, and all kinds of trees. So let's assume I want to count up the maple trees. So the function that I would build would say equal COUNTIF. The range that I want to put in my first argument is the range that contains the values that I want to count up. And then my second argument is the criteria or condition. I would type maple. Now what Excel is going to do is go through every cell from D4 to D35, and when it has the word maple in it, it's going to count those. And it will count up the total number of maple trees. Now that these videos complete, I'm now going to take you into the next video, which will actually take you into an Excel spreadsheet, and will see exactly how these formulas work.